do it on 6 o'clock.
3, 2, 1.
Good morning. My name is Michelle Tiemeyer with Blackhawk County Extension and Outreach, here for a monthly show, Information for Everyday Living. We're glad you could join us today, and we've got a great studio audience today about talking about Money Smart Week, which maybe some of you didn't know was Money Smart Week. But on Sunday we started the week off and have got a week full of activities planned. Our folks will be talking about that shortly, but just wanted to say thank you to all of our listeners that hopefully heard our radio station or radio program last week when we were talking about that little green bug called the emerald ash borer. So we had a great opportunity to talk to you about some ways that you can learn if you've got ash trees in your yard, if you have possibly an emerald ash borer that might be lurking in your trees, a little bit about replacement options, treatment options, and such. If you missed that program, please go to our website, the Blackhawk County Extension website, and you can have the opportunity to look at some resources that Extension can bring to you, both on the web and in person. Also remind you that Norm Lemon, who is our Master Gardener, will be in our offices every Tuesday, started today, so we're glad to have him there, from about 9 to 11. Norm is retired and is a wonderful resource for our community, so if you have questions related to horticulture, please give Norm a call at any time. He's there to help you, so he can also answer any emerald ash borer questions that you have. So we say kudos to Norm. We're glad to have him back in the house. As we say, Norm's in the house when Norm comes and visits us during the growing season. So, as I mentioned, not only is this Money Smart Week, but it's also National Volunteer Week. And so we've got a lot of things going on in our community. You've probably been seeing newspapers and radio, listening to the radio, TV about all the opportunities we have to thank volunteers. I would be remiss to say, if I didn't say thank you to all the volunteers that we have through Extension. As I mentioned, our Master Gardeners provided during 2013 over 6,000 hours of volunteer service in this community. Also, we have a great group of 4-H volunteers that provide youth direction to our youth programs. We say thank you to them. Our Strengthening Family volunteers, the list goes on and on. So thank you so much to all those folks, as well as our Extension Council members, our 9-member board of directors. And here today talk a little bit more about that is Taja Wright. Taja is our newest member of our Blackhawk County Extension family, and she serves on the Extension Council.
I've been working at Operation Threshold for almost 9 years now.
Okay.
Before I started being a housing counselor, I was a community resource specialist. I did that for 7 years, so I've been doing counseling, housing counseling for almost a year and a half now. So that's what I do in the daytime. In the evening time,
Yes.
I go home to my husband,
Yes.
Curtis, and my son, who's 9, and my little girl, who's 3. And
Keeps
that
busy.
keeps me very busy.
Exactly.
And that's about all I do. I go to work and go home.
Well, we got done with a long meeting last night, so we're glad that you were out there. The Extension Council meets monthly, and those are meetings that are open to the public, the first Monday night of the month. So that meant last night we met. Tell us a little bit about your interest in Extension, and you were filling an unexpired term of one of our Extension Council members, Candy Street, that resigned due to work with her workload. And so, Taja, you came on board. You've been with us, I think, since just a few months.
Yes,
January. Tell us what you're seeing and hearing and about Extension.
Well, since I've been coming to the meeting since January, it's been a totally different type of experience that I've ever had. So I've never really been in that spot, in that chair to make decisions and represent my county. So I'm really looking forward to the next few months of serving as an Extension Council member. It is a large range of things that the council does, from farming and outdoors, agriculture and all that, which I really didn't know when I started running what it all entailed.
Right.
But now I see.
Well, the 4 signature areas of Extension are broad-reaching. You mentioned the ag and natural resources kind of area, our family and nutrition area, our youth development and economic development. So really, Extension does touch a lot of different lives. And so seeing that whole gamut of resources, bringing that research-based information to our citizens is really what Extension does through Iowa State. We know that in every county, there's an extension office and 9 members that sit on the extension board like you are. So we have almost 1,000 people
Right.
that are doing the same thing that you do throughout the county. Upcoming trainings we have for extension council members coming up as well, so we try and support you, through that learning phase. There's a big learning curve.
Right.
And so being able to learn about what we do and then being able to apply it and bring those good programs and resources home, as I say, bring them home so that they benefit the people within our community is really your challenge and your job. So we appreciate the time that you're spending with us.
Yes, it's my pleasure.
We would be remiss if we didn't also mention that we will be filling 6 positions in November, on the November ballot for Extension Council. 9 total, but this year, it would have normally been 5 this year and 4 in 2 years to come, but because you're filling the unexpired term, there'll be 6. So we have some people, I think, that are interested in rerunning for those positions, but we also might be tapping other community members. So if anybody might be interested in that, I'm sure Taja would be glad to talk to you, or I would be glad to talk to you about what that might be. It's a great way to get involved in local government and really seeing what needs are within our community and being able to address those needs through resources. So thank you, Taja, for being here.
You're welcome.
We're going to be talking too, and it'll be interesting for you to hear about our other speakers that we have with us today that will be speaking about Money Smart Week. And this too has been really an exciting opportunity for Extension to be involved in something that is now nationwide through the Federal Reserve Program. We have Janet McConnell here from Family Management. We're glad to have Janet here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Michelle. I'm glad to be here.
I think you've been in our program before.
I was here last year.
That's right. So last year at this time, you were here as well, so thank you. Seems like it was only yesterday.
I know.
And Tina Hummel with Midwest One. Tina has been with us. Is this your second year with Money Smart or first year?
It's like, I was with it when it started.
Okay, so you've been here the whole long time. This is
Yes.
3 years.
Yes.
I know when I first became involved with Extension, the former director, Al Rick, said, "You're coming to a meeting, Michelle." And that was the first Money Smart meeting we had in December, actually, of 10, December of 10. So that's when Extension took a role within the county, and now there are many individual groups throughout the state of Iowa and nation that are doing the same kinds of things that we are. And it's really letting people know, educating people about the importance of financial education. So we want to take some time today to talk with Tina and Janet about those very questions. So why don't we just start, tell us a little bit, Janet, about your background and what you do at Family Management.
Okay, I'm currently a housing counselor. I used to be a credit counselor. And with the credit counseling side of our agency, we deal with a lot of people who need some help managing their money. Sometimes it's required by Social Security, other times the people just voluntarily come in and say, I need some help. So, if you're having trouble paying bills, if you're maybe behind in your mortgage or things like that, need reverse mortgage counseling, or just maybe need some financial advice, how to improve your credit score. Those are things that our office can help you with.
Great. And I know you do a lot of outreach in the community as well.
Yes, I also am in charge of pretty much in charge of all the financial literacy classes that we teach, and oftentimes I write curriculum because we don't always have a program for what maybe the community wants, someone in the community wants. So I do a lot of that as well.
And you do them in various locations throughout the community too. You're not just stuck in one location.
No, yeah, I travel.
Have information, will travel, huh?
That is
Okay.
exactly right.
And really stylize the type of presentation based upon the audience and what that audience might need.
Yes, that's correct. Tomorrow, we've got the senior day for Money Smart Week.
Right.
And I'm going to be speaking on reverse mortgages, and I'm not a lender. I am a nationally certified counselor. There are only about 600 in the United States, so not very many of us, but this is required for people to get reverse mortgages, and we basically go through their budgets, and I gather information that the Department of Housing and Urban Development wants to see, and then we go over the numbers that the lender has given the potential borrower, and it's my job to make sure that they understand those numbers, how they could change, and how it could affect their lives and their monthly expenses. So it's pretty comprehensive, and once the borrower is done, they get a certificate that shows they've had the counseling, and then it's up to them if they want to proceed or not.
Right.
I go over the pros and the cons, and they ultimately will make that decision whether they feel that it's in their best interest.
So really providing that unbiased information is something that you're able to do and lay out the entire picture for someone, then to make their own decisions about exactly how to proceed.
That's correct, that's correct.
Do you two work together, Taja and family management?
Operation Threshold and Family Management do similar
Yeah,
things.
okay.
Operation
Mhm.
Threshold has a little broader scope of what they do than what we do. And reverse mortgages are something that they don't do in their office, but we do in ours.
Okay,
Right.
great. Well, bringing you together is a good thing here.
Mhm.
That's right.
That's right.
Help each other out that way.
Yeah, exactly. Tina, tell us a little bit about your engagement, what you do at Midwest One, and how you're involved with Money Smart Week.
All right, I am currently a retail manager at Midwest One Bank. I've been in the finance world for going on 10 years.
Wow.
Previously worked at a credit union for 8 years. I am a chair on the Youth Night Committee, and we're very excited for our Youth Night event being held tonight at the YMCA on South Hackett Road in Waterloo, and that's going to be from 5:30 to 7. This is open to Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and all other youth in the community, so anyone is welcome to come out.
Great.
We will have 8 booths total set up for the kids to go around to that will teach them a variety of things about money. They will learn about needs and wants, how to make change, realizing how much money it takes to have fun, how to create a spending plan, what happens to their money when deposited into an account, and how to detect counterfeit money. We have a coin collector coming to the event, and he will talk about his coin collection. And Ben Franklin will have his very own booth talking about his life and inventions to the kids.
Wow.
Our booths are set up to meet the requirements for the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts to receive a badge, and all the other youth that attend will receive a certificate.
Good.
So we're very excited for our event this year. So again, that is tonight from 5:30 to 7 at the YMCA on South Hackett Road.
Wow, it sounds like you've put a lot of work into that youth night.
Yes, and it sounds like we're gonna have a really good turnout with the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts.
Right. I know at Culture Fest last week, we had a booth, Money Smart booth, and also had all the shreds, the dollar bill shreds, and gosh, those kids just love seeing. We had a small bag. I mean, the bag that you might get some taco seasoning in, that kind of that paper, about that thickness. There was 346 shredded dollars in there, and nobody could believe there was that much money. And we had kids saying, "Oh, can I take that bag home and tape those pieces together?" "Oh yeah, sure, go ahead," But they were so mesmerized to be able to feel that money. And of course, a lot of parents said, "Hey, I didn't think you could shred money or deface money," but that was actually a product that we got through the Federal Reserve. And so they take money out of circulation and are required by law to shred it. So it was a perfect legal shred, if there is such a thing. So I know that kids tonight will also be very happy to learn. And parents also, I think, sometimes that financial management might be something that, if kids learn, adults learn.
Yep. And we have it so it's geared towards kids, so it makes them a little bit more interested, have activities for them at each booth. So I think it'll be a fun time.
Well, and my point of mentioning that earlier was at Culture Fest, we had so many parents really take an interest in that particular activity, because that is something that is free and open to the public and don't need to register to come. So if you're in the neighborhood, and tonight should be a beautiful night, no snow, no rain, maybe you can, maybe if you need something to do and want to learn a little bit more, I think this will be a great opportunity to do that. So thank you for putting that together. It'll be a great night. Janet, getting back to you and some of the items that you were talking about, tell us a little bit more. You mentioned the term reverse mortgage. Maybe you can help us understand what that is.
Okay, reverse mortgage are for homeowners who are 62 years of age or older. And if you don't have to own your home free and clear in order to be able to get a reverse mortgage. However, you have to have enough equity built up in your house so that you would be able to pay off the existing mortgage. And oftentimes with seniors being able to do that, that's going to free up a chunk of money that may help towards other bills like medical, food, heat, that type of thing. So it does, it potentially does enable the senior to stay in their homes longer, though they do have to be careful that they're frugal with that money and don't spend it all, so that, you know, they are able to, you know, have money to fall back on in case of emergencies.
So your mention of that whole reverse mortgage is something you'll be talking about tomorrow, you mentioned?
Right, and we're at New Aldea Lifescapes, which is, the address is 7511 University Avenue in Cedar Falls. If you know where Nazarene Lutheran Church is, it's at the corner of University and Main. It's kind of on the west side of their parking lot. And our program is from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we also are going to be having several seniors come in who have been taken advantage of with their financial advisors or planners, and you know, and what they did to kind of rectify the situation, and you know, and just kind of their story. Just we're sharing knowledge tomorrow. We also have investigator Mike Hazlett from the Cedar Falls Police Department coming in, and he's going to be talking about identity theft and scams. So a lot of good information out there, and everybody is welcome. If you are interested, we would ask that maybe you call me at Family Management, and our telephone number is 319-234-5983. And just let us know that you're coming so that we have enough materials printed to hand out.
Certainly, I think seniors are very vulnerable, and hopefully hear more in the media about that vulnerability, because I think more people are understanding how that can happen so easily to a senior.
It is. You are very right. A lot of the seniors do get scammed. There's a lot of elder financial abuse out there. And so the more you know, the better off you are.
Right.
And so tomorrow is just kind of an information day and how to protect yourselves.
Right. So no need to register. They'd like.
Well,
for you
we
to
would
call.
like them to call so that
Okay.
we have enough materials printed for the people that do show up.
Well,
But
let's just
if you don't call, don't worry about it. Just come on anyway.
show up. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. So what else would you want to do at 9 o'clock in the morning?
Well, I know.
Again, that number, if you're interested in attending the session at New Aldea, please call Janet, and that phone number again is 234-5983, and that's right in Cedar Falls, right west of Nazareth Lutheran on University Avenue. So they've opened their doors to us and said, come on down, so we're glad to have you.
They have, so
Yes.
it's a great facility, and they have a wonderful meeting room, and so, you know, come on down and learn how to protect yourself.
Janet, what other kinds of things do you have going on this week that you wanted to talk about? Are there other sessions that we wanted to highlight today?
No, I've kind of talked about what we're going to be talking
Okay.
about, and I'm basically a co-chair on the senior day, and, you know, this is what we've planned, and I guess, you know, anybody who's out in the Independence area, they do have a program at their library tonight from 6 until 7 on identity theft, and I'm going to be presenting that as well.
And I think Thursday night is the same. I think, are they not doing another program, not on that particular session?
You know, I'm not sure what
Okay.
nights that they have, what programs they're doing.
We would ask, we've got lots of things going on this week, and we can't get to all of them today, but there are some things happening on the UNI campus that are also for students or youth, and those are also free and open to the public. So if you want a listing of those activities, we urge you to, again, go to the Blackhawk County Extension website homepage and look under Money Smart Week, and there is a listing of activities that are going on this week. And again, they're informational. We're not trying to sell product at any of these. Our role in Money Smart Week is to educate people. about finances, and whether that's youth or adults or families, whatever, there's something there for you. Also, last Thursday in the Waterloo Courier, there was a special tab, a pull-out small magazine that is a timeless piece of information. It has all kinds of information, and I should have brought one with me today, but really, there's lots of articles and information related to all subjects for a young adult, all the way to how to buy a car to how to finance your education. So take a look at that. On the back side of that tabloid is again a listing of all the activities that are happening this week. So we're really glad to have the support of the Federal Reserve and our Money Smart State Committee and the people sitting around this table. So thank you, Janet, for telling us a little bit about that. I should have mentioned earlier, Tina, also there's a piggy bank parade that's going on here. I'd like to learn a little bit more about this piggy bank parade.
Yes, there were 3 different events that were scheduled for kids to come and make their very own piggy banks for this pageant.
Wow.
There was an event on February 28th at the Cedar Falls Rec Center, and then 2 events were held during spring break week, one at the Boys and Girls Club and one at the YWCA. The kids got to make their own piggy banks out of clean recyclables that were donated by Recycle Right. So we want to thank Brian Hoyer for helping us with that.
Right.
The finished piggy banks are now on display at the Waterloo Public Library and College Square Mall. So if you get the chance to stop in stop in and take a look at all the very cute and creative piggy banks.
And we did see one at our meeting, and they were ever so cute. It's unbelievable what those kids can come up with a piggy bank. So again, an opportunity, a hands-on way for kids to learn how to save. And what a great way to do that through recyclables. That was a new program this year, so
Yep.
we want to thank the crew that helped out with that. If you get a chance, go to those sites and see some of those piggy banks. Janet, wanted to just kind of get back to you and talk about what you see from your perspective about what are the main problems people have with money management. I know that's a huge question, and maybe you want to take seniors or families or youth, but what are you seeing right now?
Well, it is a huge issue, and it's been a big push for financial literacy for all ages. Oftentimes children, their parents don't visit with them, the importance of credit or the importance of saving and spending, and I know as a child growing up, I lived on a farm, and my dad all the time said, you need to have good credit, you need to pay your bills, you need to do this, you need to do that, and it is really, hammered into my brain that, yes, that those are all really good things. And oftentimes people don't understand what, how much credit affects their daily lives. I mean, their insurance agent for their car insurance is going to look at that, their homeowner's insurance, landlords, employers, people like that, and of course, credit card companies, lenders, financial institutions. And if your credit is not in good shape, you're going to pay more over the long run for goods and services or for getting credit and all of that. A lot of times with the senior population, they're living on a fixed income, and they may have trouble meeting their monthly obligations, and they're embarrassed to tell another family member or their children that they are having those troubles. And there are programs out there that we might be able to direct people to, food assistance, heat, medical assistance. There's a great website called at www.benefitscheckup.org, and if you answer a few questions, they'll go through and they'll give you a list of agencies in your area that could potentially help you with the issues that you're having. Or of course, you're welcome to get a hold of me or our office, and we'll be happy to discuss where you might be able to go for some additional help. Then let's talk about the people in between. If they're having problems, or money issues, and maybe it's a temporary thing, maybe it's a permanent thing. Talk to somebody. It's really important not to just sit there and take what we call the ostrich approach and bury your head in the sand and not get the help that's needed, because the earlier you can kind of take charge and do what you're supposed to, you know, the more likely, you know, people are gonna be to work with you and to, especially if it's just a temporary thing. So get help.
Right. You mentioned too of credit cards. I think how many times do we not all get in the mail, just all kinds of applications for credit cards? And looks like it's so easy. You know,
It
just
is,
fill out
they
this
make it
form
very
and-
easy, oh, you've been pre-approved, you
Yep.
know, and, you know, send it back in, and, you know, you need to decide, you need to determine, you know, is this credit card right for me? Does this fit into my financial plan? And, you know, most of the time, the answer should probably be no, because it's way easy to pull out the plastic and use that and get overextended and not be able to, you know, maybe meet your monthly obligations. So you do need to have some kind of a spending plan, you need to kind of have a financial plan, and the two should kind of mesh with each other. And you do need to be very careful with you know, what, you know, where you want to be in the future, and it's important to set goals.
Tell us how important it is to have a spending plan. I guess, you know, sometimes, you know, you're wondering about the money coming in, but what about
Well,
that
I'm
money going
amazed
out?
at times when we help our Iowa Mortgage help people who are in default on their mortgages, because we have them fill out a budget, and, you know, and then when it comes time to actually set up an appointment with a counselor, we'll go over that budget, and we look at their bank statements, and, you know, they may think they spend $50 on going out to eat when they may spend $300 on going out to eat. So you need to write it down. You need to go back and look at several months' worth of bank statements and say, okay, this is how much I spent on gas, on groceries, on you know, going out to eat, on kids' things if you've got children in school. You know, what your utilities are, loan payments, credit card payments, clothing, all of the, you know, your house payments.
Spending
you know,
money.
yeah, all your money, and you need to save, you know, and we always use the phrase of you know, income minus savings equals your expenses. So pay yourself first and have an emergency fund and make it for emergencies only.
Well, this has been really interesting to talk about Money Smart Week and all the opportunities there are to educate ourselves this coming week. Again, we would urge our listeners to go to our website for a complete listing of all the activities that are going on this week. Find something that is of interest to you. There's certainly something out there for you. Or give us Janet a call at her office, Family Management, and your number there, Janet,
Is 234-5983.
Very good. And of course, the Extension Office is very willing to help you out as well. Our number at the Blackhawk County Extension Office is area code 319-234-6811. I'd like to say thank you to all of our in-studio guests today, Taja Wright, our new Extension Council member, Janet McConnell, and Tina Hummel, who are both members of our Money Smart Week Committee. They work hard, and so please take advantage of the things that you've heard today. We'd love to see you at any of those, including tonight's youth night at the YMCA, 5:30 to 7.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Also, just a reminder, we will be bringing into the studio here in months ahead information about the Blackhawk County 4-H and FFA Fair. Something that we have hot off the press right now are some challenge classes. These are classes where anybody can make something and take it to the fair, which is in July 22nd to the 26th. So I want you to start thinking about what you might like to do, and the categories are pretty interesting this year. Duct tape. It's one of the challenges. What would you like to make with duct tape? And there's not a lot of requirements for any of these classes. So if you're interested, youth, adults, duct tape, decorating cookies is another challenge class, photograph, bucket and dish garden, so if you kind of have a hankering for that, commodities or a palette challenge. So we urge you to give us a call if you're interested in learning any more about those particular challenges for the Blackhawk County Fair. We'd like to say thank you to our audience for listening today, and next time we will bring you another program on information for everyday living from Blackhawk County Extension. This is Michelle Tiemeyer. We will see you next time. Thank you.
That's a piece of cake.
Yeah, wasn't that bad? That's fun.
All right.
I'm always glad when it's on.
I was expecting
We do
to
ask
ask
every
all
month.
these questions.
I did, did I?
Yeah.
Did I ask, how many did I ask?
One, I think. kind of wrap maybe one and two, a
How
couple
are
of
you
them
involved
together.
in community extension work? How do you get, see, and I didn't ask you, well, it's amazing how, I like how a lot of stuff.
That's
Yeah.
okay, we have plenty of information, and
We
that's,
did.
and that's,
Yeah.
that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michelle.